Gymnastics is one of the most grueling sports of our time. Gymnasts train rigorously for years and years to simply do what they love. Within the vast number of skills that come under gymnastics, the balance beam has remained a favorite among both fans and experts. This gravity-defying body-bending sport has given rise to famous athletes like Simone Biles and Nadia Comaneci, among others. Sometimes, these athletes shock the world with their impeccable, mind-boggling skills, and it makes for some pretty viral videos. Today, we'll look at the balance beam moments in gymnastics that shock the world. Let's dive into it. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. Let's get started. Number 10. Viktoria Komova. Back in the 2012 Olympics, Russian gymnast Viktoria Komova displayed their fantastic skills when she performed a whole routine on the balance beam. Viktoria started off with a set of cross legs hovering over the beam, with only her hands holding her up. She quickly propelled herself into a straight stance using her hands, when she proceeded to twirl on the beam once, only to do one forward and one backward flip back to back. That was only the beginning of an amazing routine. Viktoria did 2 more backflips and an impressive Arabian, although there was an undeniable stagger in the middle of the routine. Viktoria's determination to keep herself balanced was what made her performance a memorable one. She ended the routine with 2 flips, a double Arabian, and a flawless landing. Number 9. Shannon Miller. Talk about smoothness. America's Shannon Miller gave a stunning performance in the 1996 Olympics. She started off by balancing her whole body upside down using her hands. As she was doing a backflip and 2 back-to-back landings, she was also preparing for a historic dismount. One of the most notable moments was probably when Shannon did a backflip, landed on her hands, and immediately made a 360-degree turn with her legs still in the air. Shannon glided all over the beam before propelling herself off of the beam by a flip like none other and executing the perfect landing. Number 8. Natalya Lashanova. Back in 1989's World Championship Team Finals, Natalya Lashanova of the Soviet Union pulled off some mind-blowing tricks on the balance beam. The gymnast started off seeming quite energetic. She quickly leapt onto the beam, only to dazzle everyone by landing on both of her feet together in a double backflip. Natalya proceeded to hop on the beam a few times and did many shocking maneuvers. But the best part came at the very end. Natalya managed to do the arduous full twisting double back dismount and take everyone's breath away, as she landed to an audience gone crazy. Number 7. Aaliyah Mustafina. In the European Championship event finals of 2016, Russia's Aaliyah Mustafina amazed everyone with her incredibly elegant skills on the balance beam. She hopped onto the beam and displayed sophisticated moves. Despite the tiniest wobble, Aaliyah made sure she proved her talent by doing a series of 2 free walkovers, followed by the smoothest backflip. But she soon found herself pausing for only a moment before she jolted forward, did an astonishing move, and landed herself perfectly in an effortless dismount. Aaliyah's moves made her an instant star in front of the audience as they cheered her off back to her mates. Number 6. Tatiana Lisenko. Another USSR star gave a thrilling performance in the 1992 Olympics. Her many outstanding moves, such as the one-arm handstand, the back tuck swing down, and many other proved to be total crowd pleasers. But the one move that had the crowd going absolutely crazy was when she performed her 3 layouts back-to-back. Tatiana, like Shannon Miller, considered it her special skill, and she bedazzled her fans with it each time. Later on, Tatiana made the most satisfying landing ever. She dismounted with a double back in a tuck position and sent everyone present into complete frenzy. She raised both her arms to welcome all the cheers, looking both proud and overwhelmed. Number 5. Yelena Shashinova. Soviet Union's Yelena Shashinova in the 1987 University Games AA Finals gave one of her best performances to date as she displayed tremendous skill and expertise. She balanced herself on only her feet at the beginning as she attempted multiple astounding moves. Her balance throughout the performance was truly inspirational, with confident landings and effortless shifting all over the beam. The dismount ended up being the best part in the whole performance. Yelena moved herself back and forth from the grace of a ballerina before reaching one corner of the beam, and then swiftly moving from there to the other end of the beam. Yelena aimed forward and performed a spot-on full back-out dismount to a stunned audience that couldn't help but shriek in excitement. Not to mention how Yelena performed one of the toughest dismounts ever without as much as wobble on the beam. Number 4. Tatiana Gutsu. What Tatiana Gutsu of the Soviet Union did at 15 years of age in the World Championships events final, many gymnasts only dream of. The 4'4" tall beast shocked the world with her unparalleled moves, such as the 2 layout step out and the 3 backhand. She showed immense control over the beam as she linked move after move with great balance. Although she pulled off all these moves flawlessly, the most crucial bit came towards the end. Tatiana made one of the most shocking dismounts ever as she did a perfect 3 backhand, only to land herself through a full twisting double back dismount. Tatiana's skill at such a young age was probably what made her moves all more impressive. The fact that she was so elegant and so confident on the balance beam showed her level of hard work work and effort she must have put into preparing for that championship. Such was her skill and talent that nobody could stop her from performing amazing moves, not even others her age. Number 3. Tatiana Groskova. Representing the Soviet Union in the 1990 USSR vs USA AA final, Tatiana Groskova had everyone in awe at her pure talent on the balance beam. The gymnast showed a tremendous amount of control and flexibility from the moment she jumped onto the beam. She did a backhand spring with a twist that set the crowd up for what was coming. In one of the most brilliant moves, Tatiana did another backhand spring on a 4-inch wide beam, only to do another backhand spring right after it before pulling herself out from under the spring in a way that made the move seem like the easiest one in the world. But that was nowhere near the end. Tatiana proceeded to twirl and twist on the beam before preparing for her superstar dismount. Tatiana slowly but neatly went for the other end of the beam and landed herself by doing a full swing double back dismount. Number 2. Yang Bo. China's Yang Bo in the 1989 World Championship AA finals proved her aerobatic skills in front of the world as she took on the balance beam with both ease and expertise. She performed moves that took everyone by surprise, but above all, it was her effortless while performing these moves that made her performance an exciting one. She did multiple smooth landings and pulled herself back up just as smoothly. Her many twirls and turns over the balance beam as she did backflips, flips, and much more had the audience screaming by the end of her performance. But the best moment came when Yang dismounted in the most perfect manner. She did a full swing double back dismount with amazing movement and form. Number 1. Alicia Dudnik. Alicia Dudnik, also from the Soviet Union, in the 1989 European Championships performed one of the best balance beam routines to this day. She hopped onto the beam as if she was born to be on a balance beam. With the quickest leap and then the perfect landing, she didn't stop for even a bit and immediately performed a sequence where she did free cartwheels, all in a confident and simultaneous manner. She didn't stop yet again and immediately started showing moves all the way back to where she started from. She went on to perform full twisters with just as much perfection as she showed in the cartwheels, these both being very difficult moves on the balance beam. Alicia Dudnik had nothing to fear that night as she showcased her talent in front of an amazed world. Her best move came when she went for her dismount. Her dismount proved to be just as excellent as her mount, as she went from doing cartwheels, full twisters, and handstands. What followed was the most magnificent triple twisting double back dismount with which Alicia swept the cheers of every single person present at the place on that day. And the best part about Alicia's performance? This might come as a surprise, but Alicia was no older than 14 at the time. Yes, Alicia gave one of her best performances as a fresh teenager who had a deep love for the sport and some serious talent. It must have been completely overwhelming for her when she jumped off of that beam to a stadium that had nothing but admiration for her moves. That's a wrap for today's video. Thanks for watching.